Hey everyone, FlyingDutchy here and welcome to episode 4 in our tutorial for complete beginners. We're playing as Germany, we are playing with all DLCs. It is late 2025, so make sure that you check the date before you watch this one. And check yourself if the game is very well updated. I think this will be a very long, valid tutorial because I don't think they're going to change the German focus tree. And let's keep playing, guys. Last 3 episodes we have set up the game, we have talked about a lot of things, we are training our troops. And I told you why. And yeah, we have 100 political power and there is our thing again. What can we do now? We can do 3 things. Let's take a look. We can do improved worker conditions. We increase our consumer goods factories. We don't like that. But we will gain weekly stability for 180 days. So we will gain a lot of stability from this. But my stability is already fairly high at 81%. And I want to spend my points on other things, so I will turn this off. We can also ban communism. We can change communism with -10 and completely ban it out of our governance. But we lose stability. Not gonna spend my points on this, that is a waste. And we have a region-wide industrial integration. We can spend 100 political power and we add 1 building slot in 1 state. We don't need this at all. So, I'm gonna cancel that one. And then we don't get a pop-up anymore. Okay, the boats are training. Still training very well. And I think it is time that we're going to take a look at our Navy situation. So, I mean our Air Force. This is going to be the part where I will talk a lot and then we will play again. But let's go to our Air Force. When you click on the Air Force map mode, you can see all our air groups that are in this theater. You can click on one of them, and then it opens up the air base where this one is situated. I clicked on the close air support. They have 90 out of 100. They always go to a maximum of 100. You cannot change this. Air Force groups or task forces or whatever they are called always go to 100. And what I also like to do at the start of the game is just click and then shift click the rest. So now all my air forces are selected. And I will disband the air wings. Are you sure you want to remove 15 air wings and return all its equipment to the reserves? Yes. Let's make sure that we don't have any A's that we are going to cancel, though. We have no aces. And now all our air forces are going into the reserves. Boom. Deselect all our stuff. And now we have no air force in Germany. And everything is in the reserves tab over here. When we click on this, it's saying, hey, maybe you should put them in the field again. Okay. When I click this, it will select the air base in Brandenburg, where we can put 12 task forces or whatever they are called. Formations, I don't know. So all these places we can put our air force. And it matters where it is, because if I want to get my air force to work well in Eastern Germany, then this air base will do better than this one, because it's more central in this state. So you can see that the states are now different. These are air force states, they are way bigger. If I attack Poland, I prefer to have my air force in my own territory, which is this one in Königsberg, and in Niederschlesien over here. But there is a way to do this better, so don't look at where you want to place them, because we're going to attach them to the army later on. But let's just put them back into the field. So let's just click on the airfield in Berlin. It doesn't matter where you do it. And we will select them, add new air wing. Here you can see all our planes that we have right now. You can sort them on close air support, fighters, naval bombers, tactical bombers, and the transport planes. I'm not using transport planes in the way I play. They can be useful, but I just don't never use them, so I will keep those in the reserves for the end of the game, I think. Then the tactical bombers. I am not making tactical bombers. I'm focusing on specialized close air support, but we are going to use them because otherwise they are sitting idle. So I click on one of them You can see that we will get a new one that is going to 100 immediately. I'm gonna click this 4 more times. I'm gonna keep these 2 in the reserve, so when the war starts, these 80 will try to reinforce these 400. And I click on OK. And they're gonna deploy here now. Takes a bit of time. I unpause the game, you can see the percentage going up. And now they are here. They are standing by. And these tactical bombers have a lot of things they can do. The things they can do are in the top list here. They can do close air support as well. So even these planes can do close air support, but they are not that great. With this thing, they can do strategic bombing, bomb enemy buildings and infrastructure. They can do port strikes, and they can do logistic strikes on the enemy. That is all the things they can do. The only thing I do is air superiority and close air support. That is what I do the most, so eventually they're gonna use close air support and help my army to fight. Now, there are a couple of things they can do their job. They won't do anything right now because we're not at war. But you can say, hey, there are no retreats, and if you die, you die. But you can also do normal operations. And it depends on how quickly you build your planes. I like to put everything on normal operations. You can also do that over here. When you have everything selected, you can select everything on normal operations. You can make this do by day and night. If you attack by nighttime, you get penalties. I don't know the exact penalties. Yeah, and these planes, as you would have guessed, can also train up. So what I do now is select all 4, and I shift click on the pilot exercises. They're gonna train. We might lose a couple of planes, but we have some in the reserves, and they will go to level 3. And in the meantime, we're gonna get air experience. So these are tactical bombers. Let's select our airbase in Königsberg, and let's put some planes there as well. So we went over our tactical bombers. Let's go to our naval bombers. We don't have 100 yet over here. We also have a couple of fighters. Let's put those in the field. And I will do the 3rd one as well, because you are going to see now what's going to happen with the 11 better fighters that we have built already. They are going to reinforce the 80 over here. So I deploy these ones. I put them on normal operations. I will wait until they are deployed. And see this number 80? 91. It jumped immediately to 91. So all the planes I make right now, over here, which I make 4 per month, that is not that much, we need way more, but we don't have the capacity right now, so I can't. But eventually I can. They will go and reinforce this one. And I will also tell them to train, and they will do air superiority missions, most likely. Oh yeah, you cannot select a mission and train, so just train them. Then I will click on the airbase and Weser Ems. Click plus. And I will put my naval bomber over here. I tell them to do normal operations, and I shift click, so they will train, and then they stop. Every naval bomber that is built will reinforce this. What are these things called? A task force? I don't know. Well, one of those things. And then we have our last thing. Let's click on the base on Hinterbomber. Click add new air wing. Close air support. Now, we have our better one. We have built 11 this time of the game, and we have 80 very old ones, but we are going to use them. So what you should do is not do this, because then it will create 2. Can I not cancel this? There we go. Click on it again. Then these 80 will be reinforced with the better ones when they are deployed. Normal operations. Wait until they are deployed. Okay, these ones, oh yeah, there we go, 91. And we train them. These are now all our planes. The other ones that we have left are only these 2, the transports and some older intermediate war bombers. And we're not going to use those. They will be reinforcements. And now my Airforce is training as well. And we get a little bit of air experience. Yes, we are going to use more oil because of this. Our Air Force is using 1.1 thousand a day. And we only gain 200 a day, so... Hey, we have completed our autarky efforts. It should change. Maybe not yet. And we want immediately to go to the price controls, because this makes our MEFO bills go up slower, the penalty of it. And we will have this penalty until we go to war, so... We want to reduce the increasing consumer goods factories factor by 0.5%, so... every month from now, until 1940, we will not get a penalty of 3, but 2.5%. Now what is this all about, right? It's about the MEFO bills. And you can see right now that the consumer goods factories factor will increase by 3% each month up to 100%. So it will go to 2.5% each month. And since we have no non-core state, so that doesn't matter. It just makes it that if you conquer something before you're ready, this is going to be even more difficult. And right now, it already went up with 19%. The MEFO bills. So we need to find ways to pay those bills to not let that consumer goods factories factor of 19% go to 50 or 60. Because that would hurt this number. You can see the 19% on the lower part. We now have 39 civilian factories. And 15 are used for consumer goods. And the higher the MEFO bills penalty get, the more we have to use for consumer goods. And then they cannot build factories. And we want to build factories, it's more important. And there's our first thing for German flavored stuff that is new. The federal state of Austria bans the DNSAP. And this is the fascist party in Austria, I think. You can read this, pause the video. And what can we do? We can lose power. And Germany is saying, hey, you are going to put a Nazi in their government. Otherwise we will be very angry. And since this is historical, it's actually going to happen. And Arthur says Inquart will go there. And they cannot fire them. And you can see that he gives a lot of penalties for Austria. And then in the lower part, the total army fighting strength required for the Anschluss will be lowered. That is what we want. We want to Anschluss Austria. We want to get the Austrian land for free. You can also say, how rude, and then you don't do the historical way. You want to spend the political power, I think, to reduce the total army fight strength required for the Anschluss. There we go. And when we take a look at this, this thing, what is the Anschluss? That is this one. At the moment, the German army needs to be 24 times bigger than the Austrian army. And then we can click this one. And then Austria has to accept the annexation. We are going to use the Austrian gold to reduce the cost of the MEFO bills. There we go. That is also a reason why we want to do this. We need to pay our MEFO bills. It's just a more German flavored thing. We have done a research. We have done the electronic mechanical engineering. Yes, we now have an 8% research speed for the rest of the game. It is still 1936. We have the research speed. We unlock a special project. We cannot do that one because I think I need a aviatics facility for it. But okay, look at this. Mechanical computing. We can get another research speed bonus. And it is still in the 1936 tab, so we don't get any penalty. So yes, I want to do this one as quickly as we can to get research bonuses for the rest of the game. Now, Austria is responding to our click. And they will install Arthur Inquart. They will also always do this when you're going historical. And then you can see the total army fighting strength will be lowered. Is it lower than the last time I checked? Not yet, I think. No, maybe it already counted in. But we will get more events as Germany to do this thing. There we go, our Air Force is training. to the 3rd level. There they go. You can see that we lost a couple of planes, see? They're at 99, 98, so you lose planes with training, but they do make the planes better, so I think it's a good idea, also for the experience. Now, another new thing that was in the game is the naval treaties between the big naval powers, Britain, France, Italy, Japan, and the US, and they just made decisions. We can only make such big ships. We are not in this thing, so we don't have to do anything with those treaties. If you're playing as Japan or Great Britain, then you can say, hey, I will cancel these treaties. Or you just try to hide that you are breaking the treaties. And we have a new thing. We can deploy units. Let's click on it. It opens the recruitment and deployment page. Yes, because we have full equipment and they trained to level 2. And when that is done, they will automatically get deployed. What you can do is set the location. You click on this, you click on a state, and then they will come into the field over there. That is one way how you can do it. However, oh wait, we can't do it yet. Yeah, so let's click on Brandenburg. So they will deploy in Brandenburg when they are ready. And then we will click this button here. And we will assign it to the 30 army at the front with Poland. So they will automatically go to this army. And you will see it when I unpause. See, now they have 33 troops. The new troops are over here. They deployed here and they are now going to join the front. They're going to move there. And this is an easy way, so you don't have to micro it, because you can see we have 35, more troops are coming into place. I'm gonna add one more. I think we can produce 7 at the same time. I really think so. Alright, so we already have 35 troops in the field. There we go. I will assign the troops later. Take a look at our navy again. Are you all trained? Well, one is detached, so let's wait with that one. All my submarines are trained. They are now level 3. And what I will do now is make a new fleet. Remember, this is just a task force of this total fleet of 40. These are all the task forces of all the fleets. So since the submarines have their own task, I'm gonna make them as a new fleet. I will right click in the top bar over here. Now I create a new fleet with one task force with 14 submarines. And to tell me that these are submarines, I will click on this symbol and I will click on the submarine icon. And also for this one, for the full navy symbol. There we go. You are training, or you're repairing actually. You are detached, so we don't have anything to do here yet. But yeah, you want a submarine fleet, you want a strike force fleet, and we are going to make a patrol fleet to find the enemy boats. And when we have the complete capacity, we are also going to make submarine hunter fleets. Okay, the national focus are completed. We have now instituted the price controls. And let's keep doing industry. What can we do? We have a lot of things we can click here. We can construct the Rijksautobahn. And this will give full infrastructure in Brandenburg, Hanover, Thüringen and Franken. Which is going to be very handy, because then we don't have to build infrastructure there and we can snowball the economy quicker. So I want to do this fairly quickly. Yeah, we can wait a little bit longer. We can do a trade deal with Sweden. Trade with Sweden costs minus 20%. Oh. And they have a lot of goods that we need, like chromium, I think, so. Let's take a look at the Swedish trade goods. I will click on this symbol, Resource Map Mode. We did not talk about the map modes yet. And here we can see the goods that Sweden is having. You can see they have a lot of tungsten, chromium and steel. Huge amounts over here. And they have a lot of steel here. So we can use the tungsten and chromium for our navy and our artillery. So we might want to get our trade up with Sweden. And it's also easy to protect the trade, because we can trade through the Baltics and we will be the biggest naval power in the Baltics. So that could be a good thing to pick. We can also establish the Rijkswerken. We get 2 more civilian factories. And we get 6 steel. And we get a research bonus. Our MEFO bills will go up with 10%, so that is the penalty. But the Wehrwirtschaft sprite that we have, we will be able to get more resources out of our resources, okay? We can also do coal liquefaction. We will get a free synthetic refinery. And a bonus. And we make some of our industry companies that we can assign with 150 political power points, make it a little bit better. We can also accelerate the rearmament program and we get 2 military factories. I think I'm gonna go with the Rijkswerken. I will get the civilian factories. There we go. We have a new decision. What can we do? We now have the price control measures because we did that focus. And with these 30 points or 15 points, we can lower our MEFO bills with 15%. And sometimes with a penalty. For example, this one is only good. We will lower our consumer goods, but we will get more base war support, so they are both really well. Arbeid und Brood campaign. We get -5 consumer goods from the MEFO bills, but we get popularity of fascism. So these things are all good to click. But where do you want to spend your points on? I also want to spend our points on this. So I think I will wait with the price control measures. But I will leave this here so that I know I can click it. You don't always have to right-click things away. Another thing in Bolivia, a socialist revolution in 1936. Uh-oh. Well, it's too far away for us to be bothered with, right? Yeah, I would say so. Now what we can do is help Italy and send volunteers. But Italy is gonna win this war themselves. We could do this and get some experience though. And sometimes Italy will not go only at war with Ethiopia, but also then Great Britain joins or something. I don't know how that works. Right now it's not listed. How are the supplies over here for... Oh, we can't see that. You know what? Italy is a friend. They are fascist. The same when nationalist Spain comes, and Japan is our friend. They are all fascist countries. And some European countries will change because of the pressure of Europe. And they will also join your Axis faction. I'm gonna send some volunteers to Italy. And I hope that this war will go away, because otherwise they will always be stuck, I think. So we're gonna send volunteers. And let's take a look what we can. We have a maximum of 2. This is based on how much divisions you have in the field, and then I think it's like 10% or something that you can send, or 5%. So what we need to do is create an army with 2 divisions that we will send over here. And we're also going to send some air forces. Are there any airfields here? Oh my god. There is not a single airfield there, I think. Or can I just not see them? I think I cannot see them. So what are we going to do? What are we going to send, guys? Are we going to send some normal troops, or are we going to send some of our panzers? I like that idea. Let's send 2 of our panzers to Italy. We will select 2 and make a new army. I'm going to click on the army, and we're going to give it a commander. There are a lot of commanders in the game, and they all have their own traits. And I like to use a commander that gets bonuses for tanks. So you can search for armor, And then you can see all your generals that have the armor officer trait, they will get double the experience when they command tanks. This one as well, and this one as well. This is the best one we have. He's also a trickster, he's having better reconnaissance, he is better at attacking over river and forts. And we can also assign new traits to this leader. So let's take a look at this as well. Let's click on the plus. And here you can spend your command power to give your leaders extra bonuses. So we could increase the reconnaissance with entrenchment speed. Now tanks don't need that, so I'm not going to click on that one. We could make it better against forts. Or we can do scavenger. Equipment capture ratio. Now I don't think I care about... Well, let's do Fortress Buster with this one. And I guess we will also pick Guerrilla Fighter because we had some spare points. Now you can see all these traits over here. We'll select this one for the tanks. Now I right click on Italy and I say, hey, I will send volunteers to your war. This is the only war that is happening right now. And we will send our 2 divisions. And I will tell them, hey, I also want to send some of my planes. Can I do this? We will send them. And now we will wait if they accept or not. Italy will allow to volunteer for us from our country to fight in their wars. Our troops are on their way to join the struggle. Okay. The troops are on their way. And we are allowed to send 2 air forces over there. So let's send 2 of our fighters over there. That is this symbol. The normal without anything are my fighters. And let's send these 2. And let them do air superiority. And I will send them over here. One goes there. And the other one goes here. Okay, I think they're going there now. We have to check that later. We have done our first research for our military stuff. We have the Minenwerfer. And a couple of things are happening over here. So we have completed this one. The 1918 technology. So there's nothing else we can do here because it's 1938. We could get Marines and paratroopers, but we don't need that right now. Do we have anything we can do for industry? Not yet, they are locked. Because we need to get this one and this one. We do have a 100% research bonus for synthetic oil stuff, but it is 1937, so I'm going to wait there as well. The radio is good. Let's get the radio, because we also want radio stuff later on for our tanks and our boats. So let's get that one going. We can see that our volunteers are going to Italy. They arrived there on the 9th of June. And we have, for the first time, got our points for one of our MIOs. Because we have research with the MIO. And it means that we now have enough points to assign our first bonus to the Mauser MIO, our infantry equipment. Now, these are all the bonuses you can give for your infantry equipment. But what I like to do at the beginning is go for production bonuses. Remember, we're also using this MIO to produce the guns. The guns are with the MIO, they are produced with the MIO as well. And with this one, we will have 3% efficiency cap. And it will be minus 3% cheaper to build the guns. I like that. It will automatically update the things that we have in the queue. So when I click this, you can see that we have 2 bonuses for production and that we have 1 for research. This one is now selected. Now what is this doing? When I scroll back to my guns, you can see now that my production efficiency was at 53, it can now go to 56. And that means that we can produce more guns in the same time period. And we have minus 3 production cost over here, so we can produce way more guns. So when I go to the next day, the 54.09 goes to 54.2 maybe. Take a look. Not going up yet. Yeah, 54.19. and 54.29. So we are making more and more guns. More decisions available. These are for the price controls, but you see now that we have an exclamation mark, because the game is saying, hey, our MEFO bills are due. If you don't pay this, then we will increase the cost, and that is fine. There's nothing we can do about it. We are stuck to the MEFO bills. Okay. That is these MEFO bills, so let's right-click them away. The volunteers are here on the June. Are my planes over here? Yeah, the planes are here, guys. Let's take a look at our planes. Italy also owns this airbase. So what I will do is send this one over here. Because we are also over the limit, as you can see. We have 100 too much over here. There we go. And I will tell my fighters that they need to go over here. So we want to help the troops from Italy that are fighting over here. So we're gonna help in this air region. And these ones are going over here. So. And you can see now that I am having a green color. So we have air superiority in both regions where Italy is fighting right now. That will give the troops a bonus to Italy. Yeah. Now the mission efficiency is very low. So let's click on this region. Now you can see, hey, there are 400 fighters from Italy and some of mine. And there are some bombers. Ethiopia has no planes at all over here. These are my 100 fighters. The enemy has no planes at all over here. Now there are some modifiers, we have some efficiencies. They are not that great because we are too far away from the region in these air bases. But at least we are getting maybe sometimes a little bit of experience. We have researched our basic machine tools. There we go. And now we can choose between two industry paths. We can do the concentrated industry and the dispersed industry. If you think you get bombed, do dispersed industry. If you think you will manage with your Air Force, go with concentrated. I think I will manage, so I will go with concentrated. That means that we can make 20% more factories per state, and that my factories and my dockyards will produce more stuff. Perfect. My 2 divisions you sent to Italy have arrived in Eritrea. There they are. If you don't know where they are, you have now a new theater, the Italian volunteers. Click on them. These ones can now help with the fight against Ethiopia. Now, how do we help? Because you can already see that there are some skulls here, right? The troops of Italy have no supply. Now, I'm not going to talk about the full supply stuff, but they are too far away from this supply hub. So my tanks will also not have supply. And on the other side, they have the same problem. There's a supply here from a naval base, and they are very far into the territory of Ethiopia, and they are also mountainous. So I wonder if we can do a lot over here. But let's just try to move the front forward. I will select front line, and I right-click on 2 tiles, so that 1 tank goes here and 1 tank go there. Then I click on the offense line, left-click, and then I right-click to the river. Let's try to get these 3 tiles from Ethiopia. Now, there goes my tanks. I will also tell my tanks they can use the supplies of Italy by clicking this button 2 times. Full motorization priority. And let's see. Oh, you can see that we just took this tile. So let's put these tanks here. Alt click on your keyboard and right click to move existing front lines. So Alt and then right click the bulb. Then you can, and then right click them around. Okay, they are now in place. We can see their troops. And we can see that they think we are stronger. When I click on the play button or hover over my play button, the game's saying, hey, We have an inferior enemy. Our tanks are better, so I think we're going to do well. And that is the only thing you need to know for now. There are a lot more things that are needed over here, but let's just click on the play button. There they go. Now they are attacking. Now this video is going on very long, so I will end the video here, and in the next video we will talk about some stats. We can take a look here very nicely about the stats and what we are doing. So I guess I will explain those very early then, in episode 5. But for now, thank you for watching, and once again guys, if you want to support me, become a Patreon or become part of the YouTube members. And otherwise, just like the video, give a comment, it all really helps. And I hope to see you guys in the 5th part, where we do a little bit of warfare. See you there, bye bye.